Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you are all doing fine. So I'm Komal Mathur, a legal intern at LEXIS and Company and a law student at Manipal University, Jaipur. Today we are going to discuss about damages under the law of torts. So let us first discuss what is tort. A tort is a civil wrong, which means that whenever a person commits an unlawful act under this law, the nature of the case filed in the courts is of civil nature. The civil cases, in this kind of civil cases, a person usually files a case himself so that he can claim compensation from the person who has caused loss to him by his unlawful act. What is meaning of damages? There are many remedies which are available to the injured person, and most common remedy is award of damages. Damages is the amount of money which an injured person gets from the person who caused injury to him. In claim for damages, the person should have suffered a legal injury, because in case of no legal injury happens, a person cannot claim damages even if he suffered an actual loss. It can be understood with the help of these maxims. First, injuria sine damno. It means that there is a legal injury without any actual damage. Here the legal right of the individual is violated, hence therefore he has the right to go to the court and enforce such rights and demand for the damages. Now the second maxim we're going to talk about is damno sine injuria, which means that there is an actual damage but no legal injury. So in this case, person cannot go to the court to enforce his right or cannot claim damages. Now damages are widely of two types, which is liquidated and unliquidated damages. Are both provided whenever the damage suffered by a person because of an unlawful act by another person, and thus both are compensation paid to the injured person, but they are different from each other. How? Let us know. Liquidated damages are those in which the amount of compensation which has to be paid by the injured to the injured person is predetermined, which means it is fixed. It is usually paid in the cases of contracts where both the parties already know each other before the damage is caused to any of them, and thus the courts only have to enforce the conditions of such damage. Which means there are certain provisions or conditions already predetermined or already fixed, that if we are making this contract, if you or I perform some kind of breach of contract, so you have to give me this much money, or you have to give me this, or there are some fixed conditions. So that comes under the liquidated damages. So the second type is unliquidated damages. Unliquidated damages are those which are not predetermined, and which means that the amount which has to be paid is not determined or decided before the actual injury happens to the person. Unliquidated damages are awarded in the case of tort, because often the parties to such case do not know each other before the commission of the tort, and therefore it is not possible for them to fix the amount of compensation beforehand. I'll explain you this condition with the help of an illustration. Suppose A commits the tort of trespass in B's property, and B brings suit against him in the court. Now here the award of damages which B will receive will be the unliquidated damages, so the amount of compensation will be determined by the court after filing the suit and was not predetermined. Now in torts, we use a word called optimal damages. Now, what is the principle of optimal damages? In a law of torts, the court, while awarding damages to the injured person, makes all the possible effort to ensure that the amount or quantum of damages is optimal. It means that the damages awarded by the court should be reasonable and sufficient, and neither insufficient or overcompensation is given to the claimant. In determining the optimal damages, following factors are considered by the court. Those factors are the nature and extent of the injury, whether the liability of defendant is vicarious or not, or whether the relationship between the plaintiff and defendant was there or not. Thus, after the consideration of all the relevant factors, the court decides the damages which have to be paid by the defendant. In this case, if he is found guilty of tort against the plaintiff. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.